Okay, for this lesson, we're going to go ahead and insert a smart art graphic, do some text effect, and also insert a watermark into our title page. So the last lesson, we created a charity auctions banner on our on our document title page, and then we cleared the formatting, which was this last button that we used here, clear formatting. So I want your cursor right here at the beginning of the document. And we're going to insert a smart art graphic, which is a visual representation of ideas, and there's many different types of smart arts that we can use. The categories of the smart art are list, process, cycle, hierarchy, relationship, matrix, and pyramid. So with the smart art graphic, we can do some verbal communication through a graphic. So let's center our insertion point, our cursor, and then we're going to go to insert. Remember, insert is a tab that you're going to use whenever you want to insert one of these objects in our ribbon. And right here we find smart art graphic. And if we click on that, we open up the dialog box that gives us a gallery of smart arts. The default is all, and it would be pretty astronomical to look through this whole smart art graphic to find the upward arrow. But if you go through the categories and you learn what these smart arts are by choosing and reading their description, you can become accustomed to what would be the best smart art to use for your presentation, your title page, or whatever. So in this gallery, we have list, process, cycle, hierarchy, relationship, matrix, pyramid, picture, and then there's even more on the office.com's website. But we're going to go to process, and we're going to choose the upward arrow smart arts. And there's our description to show a progression of steps that tend upward, and we're going to insert that into our document. Now with our smart arts, we have embedded text placeholders right here. There's 3 of them in this graphic. And you can also use the expand button to bring out your text box to type in. So you can type here, or you can type in the placeholders if you prefer. So we're going to type in going once, going twice, and then sold in our smart arts. And if you don't want that open, there's 3 little dots that if you click on, get the hand tool there, sometimes it's hard to get that, but if you click on it, it will collapse. So you can expand that window or collapse that window as you feel you need to have it necessary. So since we've typed in our text, going once, going twice, sold, we are now going to edit the smart art graphic. Now when we have our smart art graphic selected, we get an auxiliary tool up here that is our smart art tools, and under that tool we have 2 more ribbons. We have a design ribbon and a format ribbon. Under the design ribbon, we want to choose our change colors, and we're going to actually choose the accent 5 color outline. And so we want the outline bullets on this one. So we're just going to change the color of the smart art graphic. And then with the smart art graphic selected still, we're going to change the style of the smart art. So here we have a whole list of styles. And under the styles, we have a more button, which expands our list. It shows that there are more styles in this gallery. And we can actually look to see all these styles. Now, as we click on these styles or hover over them, we can see the different previews in our document. We're going to choose the polished 3D. So under the 3D category, we're going to choose this polished look right here to change the style. So now we've inserted a smart art graphic, and it says going once, going twice, and sold. But we want the word sold to be a little bit more impact, because that's what we want to get as far as communicating to our audience. So we're going to highlight the word sold with the exclamation point. And under the, when you highlight, if you hold your mouse there, try it again, highlight, you end up with a mini toolbar. This is a floating toolbar that is mini. This is the same toolbar in your fonts group with the bold and the different icons. We're going to go ahead and bold This, we're going to choose 36 points. And then we're also going to change the font color so it is the pink accent dark on 25%. Okay, so font color pink accent 2, darker 25. And that gives us a little bit more impact because that sold stands out from the other text. So now that we've inserted our smart art, we're going to also do some text effects. We're going to position the insertion point just to the right of the smart art. So you want your insertion point just to the right of the smart art. We're going to hit the enter key and we're going to type in the words join us for this great cause. Now that we've typed the sentence, we're going to select the sentence that we typed and go to the home button, the font launcher. So we open up this dialog box. In the font launcher, we're going to make some changes to the font itself. Now, in our font launcher, we have bold italic, and then we're also going to change the size so that it is 48 points. And then we have effects. Now, in our font launcher, we do not have the whole listing of effects because there's a whole nother column right here that's missing. And that's because this Word version is an academic version, so we don't have all the features of the Word that the school has purchased. However, we can choose all caps in this effects box, and that will change this lettering here so it's all capital letters. The other thing is we're going to go to the Advanced tab and we're going to change the spacing. In our line spacing here, it's defaulted to normal, but we want to expand our letters a little bit. And what it's showing is right now we have 1 point, but we're going to add 5 points to our spacing on our letters. So 5.0, and that gives us a little more room in between letters on our spacing. So we expanded our spacing in this Advanced tab. So now that we've done that, we're going to go back to the font and we're going to change the colors so that we have that same pink accent 2, darker 25%. And then we can click OK. Now that gave us our text on a double line, and that is great. We have joined us for this great cause, and we added the text effects. The other text effects that were in that dialog box are strike through, double strike through, superscript, subscript, shadow, outline, emboss, engrave, small caps, and all caps, and then you can also hide the text. So now that we have the uppercase on our text, we're going to key on the keyboard the word, or type the key end, E-N-D, so that our insertion point is right here. So when we hit the end key, that brings us to the end of our documents. To view the page that we have so far, we can go to view and one page, and that will give us a little print preview of what we are looking at in our document. We're going to add a watermark, and watermarks are text or graphic that is displayed on top or behind the text in a document. So for example, a catalog may have a print or a word sold out on top of an item that is sold out. A first draft of a 5-year plan may have the word draft written behind the text. Or you can insert a picture for the watermark. And we're actually going to insert a picture. Now, we would think insert picture, but that is not a watermark. A watermark is actually part of the page property. So you're going to go to the page layout tab, not the insert tab, but the page layout tab to find the watermark button. Click on the down arrow and open up the watermarks gallery. In the watermarks gallery, you have some watermarks already created, confidential on a diagonal, confidential horizontal, do not copy diagonal, do not copy horizontal, draft and sample already made for you. But we're going to go to custom watermarks. So you have more options down here. Don't forget you have other options. You can go to Office Online to get more on the website, but we're going to do a custom watermark. And when we do a custom watermark, that brings up this dialog box, our printed watermark dialog box. Now, we need to be using our data files at this point. So if you do not have your CD data files installed on your computer, they need to be installed. Otherwise, you should have a folder on your computer that is computer concept data files, and you will be looking in that folder. So when we click picture watermark, we're going to select a picture, go to our documents, click on computer concepts data files, click on Word, and we are in chapter 4, and we're going to choose this auctioneer WMF file. WMF stands for Windows Media File, and insert that. What that does when we apply it to the document is give us a watermark that's generated behind the text of our document. So it's a watermark feature that is behind the text. Now, sometimes you may not be able to see the watermark, but in the print preview command of your program, you should see it. So if you're not seeing it on your document itself, try looking at the print preview. And the reason being is that the monitor doesn't always display the lighter text. So since we have the watermark in our text, we're going to increase our line spacing here in our document 150 points. And what that will do will shift down our text in our document. So now we have our title page created. We can update or save on our title page and then work on the report itself. This ends the lesson for the charity auction title page. This is the second lesson covering Smart Art Graphic, text effect, and watermark.